Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to discuss a major pathway of metabolism of glucose, glycolysis. It is very important topic and also a major pathway in metabolism. So, it is discovered in 1940 by Gustav Ebden, Otto Meyerhof and Jacob Parnas. That is why also known as Ebden-Meyerhof pathway. So, purpose of glycolysis in cells is to make ATP. It is also known as EMP pathway. So, definition of glycolysis. What do you mean by glycolysis? Oxidation of glucose to pyruvate or lactate in aerobic or anaerobic condition respectively is known as glycolysis. The substrate of glycolysis is glucose. So, product of glycolysis in case of aerobic state is pyruvate and in case of anaerobic state is lactate. It occurs in all the cells and especially in cytoplasm, and it is a catabolic type of metabolic pathway, and the rate limiting enzyme from glycolysis is phosphofructokinase 1. So, remember there is also enzyme named phosphofructokinase 2 about which I will discuss later. The coenzyme is for the glycolysis is the NAD specially, and ATP, there are 8 ATP produced in case of aerobic condition, and in case of anaerobic condition 2 ATP usually produced. And insulin promote glycolysis, but glucagon inhibit the glycolysis. So, reaction of glycolysis, the conversion of glucose to pyruvate occurs in 2 phases by 9 enzyme catalyzed reactions. Number 1 phase is known as energy investment phase. Reaction 1 to 4 usually included in energy investment phase, and number 2 is the energy generation phase. Reaction 5 to 9 is the energy generation phase. So, in energy investment phase, that is means in phase 1, here glucose is phosphorylated and cleaved to yield 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate and uses 2 ATP. That is why it is known as energy investment phase. And phosphorylation of glucose is the first and foremost step. Why? Okay. So, what happens from step 1 to step 4? Step 1 is the phosphorylation of glucose to glucose 6 phosphate. The first step for any monosaccharide is phosphorylation. This is for the entrapment inside the cell. That means, why it is necessary to produce glucose 6 phosphate from glucose. So, if the glucose does not convert into glucose 6 phosphate, it will never entrap in the cell. So, for the entrapment purpose, it is needed to synthesize glucose 6 phosphate from glucose. So, we require ATP which gets converted into ADP. Whenever ATP is used for adding phosphate, enzyme is the kinase. So, kinase enzyme is included in the class 1 classification of IUBMD classification of enzymes, and this is known as oxidoreductase enzyme, one of the example of oxidoreductase enzyme. So, here it is hexokinase or glucokinase. This is the flux generating step of glycolysis. That means, the step 1 where the glucose converted into glucose 6 phosphate is known as flux generating phase of step of glycolysis. Step 2, here conversion of glucose 6 phosphate to fructose 6 phosphate occurs. The enzyme is isomerase, phosphoglucoisomerase or phosphohexoisomerase, as glucose and fructose are functional isomer of each other. Step 3, here conversion of glucose 6 phosphate to fructose 1,6 bis phosphate occurs. Phosphate is added to the first carbon on fructose. This cannot be done on glucose because the class 1 of glucose does not contain hydroxyl ion, and phosphate has tendency to bind with hydroxyl ion. So, for adding phosphate we require ATP which gets converted into ADP. Whenever ATP is used for adding phosphate, enzyme is kinase. So, here is the enzyme is, so here the enzyme used in this step is known as phosphofructokinase 1. It is the rate limiting enzyme of glycolysis. That means, phosphofructokinase one is the rate limiting enzyme of glycolysis and first committed step of glycolysis, and most important control point. This is also known as, this step 3 also known as bottleneck of glycolysis. So, hexokinase in glycolysis is known as flux generating step, and phosphofructokinase 1 is known as the bottleneck or হচ্ছে যে control point of glycolysis. In step 4, conversion of fructose 1,6-bisphosphate to glycerol 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate occurs. Aldolase A breaks the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate into two 3-carbon molecules. Number 1, 3 carbon with a phosphate, that is glycerol 3-phosphate, and number 2, 3 carbon with a phosphate, dihydroxyacetone phosphate. This enzyme breaks this bond without using water. So, it is a lyase enzyme. That means, aldolase A is a lyase enzyme. Step 5. In step 5, glycerol conversion of dihydroxyacetone phosphate to glycerol 3-phosphate occurs. Here enzyme is the isomerase or triose phosphate isomerase, as dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glycerol 3-phosphate are functional isomers of each other. So, we get 2 molecules of glycerol 3-phosphate which will enter the next step. So, these 5 steps are known as energy investment phase. Then here comes the energy generation phase. Here 2 molecules of glycerol 3-phosphate converted into 2 pyruvate and generates 4 ATP at substrate level. So, step 6 to 10 constitute phase 2, also known as energy producing phase. So, step 6, here conversion of glycerol 3-phosphate to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate occurs. Here 1-phosphate is added to the position in number 1, but ATP is not used. This phosphate is taken from inorganic phosphate. So, this enzyme glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase is the only enzyme of glycolysis which can use inorganic phosphate. Here oxidation which occurring by dehydrogenase, that hydrogen is removed by the NAD which is converted into NADH. This step is the first oxidation reduction step of glycolysis. From 2 molecules of glycerol 3-phosphate to NADH obtained, which will enter the electron transport chain to give 5 ATPs. So, this is a special step where phosphate added, but ATP is not used actually. Step 7, here conversion of 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate to 3-phosphoglycerate occurs. One of the high energy phosphate bond is broken here. So, 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate get converted into 3-phosphoglycerate. The phosphate removed is taken by the ADP and converted into ATP. Formation of ATP at substrate level is known as substrate level phosphorylation. The enzyme is phosphoglycerate kinase. So, the name of the enzyme is phosphoglycerate kinase. In step 8, conversion of 3-phosphoglycerate to 2-phosphoglycerate occurs. Here intramolecular transfer of phosphate is occurring from position number 3 to position number 2. Enzyme is phosphoglycerate mutase. Mutase belongs to isomerase enzyme because this is intramolecular transfer occurs. So, molecular formula remain same here. In step 9, conversion of 2-phosphoglycerate to phosphoenol pyruvate occurs. The step occurs to attach last phosphate with high energy bond, that is enol bond. Enzyme required is enolase, which belongs to lyase category. Okay. Then in step 10, conversion of phosphoenol pyruvate to pyruvate occurs. Here this last phosphate bond is broken and pyruvate is formed. The phosphate removed is taken by the ADP and get converted to ATP. That means ATP synthesized in this step. So, as the ATP synthesized in substrate level, so it is known as substrate level phosphorylation. In step 11, only in case of anaerobic condition, that means in step 11 occurs only in the anaerobic condition, conversion of conversion of pyruvate to lactate occurs. anaerobic glycolysis is useful in cells that lack in mitochondria or less mitochondrial function or tissue which have poorly vascularized, that means such as kidney, medulla, lens, cornea of eye or during hypoxia. This step occurs for regeneration of NAD from glucose to pyruvate conversion. NAD usually used and lactate is formed at the end product as the end product, and enzyme used is lactate dehydrogenase. So, lactate is also regarded as the dead end of glycolysis. So, kinases of glycolysis are, that means the enzymes that known as kinases in glycolysis are hexokinase or glucokinase, phosphofructokinase 1, phosphoglycerate kinase and pyruvate kinase. And the dehydrogenase enzyme that used in glycolysis are glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. In glycolysis, irreversible steps are regulated by usually hexokinase or glucokinase enzyme, phosphofructokinase 1 enzyme and pyruvate kinase enzyme, and substrate level phosphorylation occurs in the steps of phosphoglycerate kinase and pyruvate kinase. So, glycolysis is irreversible and glycolysis is not complete breakdown of glucose. Complete breakdown of glucose leads to production of carbon dioxide, but in glycolysis no carbon dioxide is produced. So, it is not the complete oxidation of glucose. There are total ATP is produced usually in glycolysis in case of aerobic condition, and in case of anaerobic condition 2 ATP produced. In aerobic glycolysis, substrate level ATP synthesized 4 and in respiratory chain ATP usually synthesized 5 or sometimes it is known as 6, and ATP utilized already 2. So, net ATP production occurs 8, and in anaerobic condition substrate level ATP synthesized 4 and utilization occurs 2. So, net ATP production is usually 2. In anaerobic condition, glucose is completely oxidized to lactate with net production of 2 ATPs, because TCA cycle and respiratory chain can't work in absence of oxygen, as I have mentioned before. Though less ATP produced in anaerobic glycolysis, but it is important because it allows skeletal muscle to perform high level of work when there is insufficiency of oxygen supply, allows tissue to survive in anoxic episodes. Major pathway for ATP synthesis in tissues lacking mitochondria such as RBC, cornea, lens, and have few mitochondria such as WBC, testis, renal, medulla, plays important role during delivery of neonates when blood flow to the most of the tissue decrease except brain. Anaerobic glycolysis keep the baby safe in this situation. So, importance of glycolysis. It is the principal route for glucose oxidation to generate ATP. Provide pathway for metabolism of fructose and galactose, only metabolic pathway that can continue to provide ATP in anaerobic state. Major pathway for ATP synthesis in tissue lacking mitochondria. In RBC, anaerobic glycolysis provide 2 ATP required to maintain the biconcave shape of RBC. 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate required for hemoglobin to transport oxygen. That is why in RBC glycolysis is very much important. And generate precursor for biosynthetic pathways, for example, pyruvate and lactate are substrate for gluconeogenesis. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is substrate for synthesis of glycerol and triacyl glycerol, and glucose 6-phosphate is used for the ribose synthesis via HMP shunt. So, how glycolysis can be inhibited? Fluoride inhibit the enzyme, that means sodium fluoride inhibit the enzyme enolase. So, for this the blood glucose estimation we use sodium fluoride as the anticoagulant. This is occurs usually in vitro, that means outside the cell, and in vivo in biological system what happens? Iodoacetate, ATP, citrate, arsenate, this substance block the glycolysis in different steps. So, how glycolysis is regulated? So, hexokinase can be inhibited by glucose 6-phosphate, phosphofructokinase activated by fructose 2,6-bisphosphate ADP and AMP and inhibited by ATP and cited, and pyruvate kinase activated by fructose 1,6 bisphosphate and inhibited by ATP. So, that is all for today. Thank you.